Once I was on the calendar for New York Fashion Week, the biggest challenge was the fact that I only had a month to really pull this thing off.
What's good, bro? What's up, man? Leon, Marco, man, pleasure.
In terms of coordinating this whole thing, it really just came down to like reaching out to my friends to like make this thing happen. Perfect. You got it. You got it. Step through the window. My name is Tommy Bogo. I'm a fashion and product designer, born and raised in Oakland, California, residing in Los Angeles. The pandemic really forced me out of New York and back to the Bay Area, and now I'm here in Los Angeles. While it was like a really topsy-turvy process to run a brand, be a designer, and also bounce around from big city to big city, it really gave me the perspective I needed to reflect on everything we've been through this past year. With that, I was able to channel these reflections into my work, and that's how the Lost and Found collection was born.
This is the spot, as you see, placed kind of like a labyrinth. You could get lost easily here, but this is where I sourced a lot of the dead stock fabric for the collection.
This is the series of knit sweaters, which is a contrast between environments I traveled through over the past year.
You get lost in the fabric, man. It's a lot of options.
Then we get into the convertible work jacket. This one has removable panels, and we used dead stock suede.
Oh, canvas. I actually fuck with this. I need a picture of this. So the idea with this hoodie right here was to visualize the Lost and Found concept in the most literal sense that we could, considering that this whole year has kind of just been like a hazy memory.
The thing about these pieces in the Lost and Found collection that makes them so special to me is that they've been through the pandemic with us. So considering the Lost and Found concept, we're talking about transitions over the past year. I wanted the video to reflect that in showing a juxtaposition of environments. So Leon is gonna paint this like fuzzy memory of like being in nature while we're still like in this like metropolitan, you know, downtown LA scenery. At the beginning of the pandemic, we all felt kind of lost, and that's what the blank canvas symbolizes. You know, we don't really know what's gonna happen, but you know, as time progresses, we paint that canvas and we become more certain of our direction.
Yeah, good answer.
Go ahead, here, I'm gonna start the script. His walk, look forward at the camera, and then you can turn around and walk through this window right here. This is more what I'm looking for, full body for sure. Yeah, like that's priority. Man, long ass day. Day's only just begun. Started off a little rocky, lights weren't working. Is this like the most important light?
No, this is like the least powerful light.
That's something we should have tested. Yeah. One thing after the other. We're gonna make it through though. I promise you. I promise you. The cast was a really special group of folks. There was no casting agency. These are all people in my community that I've met along the way of my journey. Folks like Angus Cloud, Duckwrth, Jayan, Jalil and Zinga. You know, we all kind of knew each other from the Bay Area, but now here we are in LA, all shooting for New York Fashion Week.
Shout out Mr. Tom for the amazing outfits, the genius himself.
Any footage you got of that, could you send me that?
Of course.
Please, please.
Of course. Bro, you were hitting the struts of that shit, bro. I was like, it was a natural.
Okay, hey, I didn't have to tell you. I didn't have to tell you what to do.
Shouts out Basewood Studios is where we're shooting. The craziest part about the location is that it's literally right there. You can see it through my window.
Right now we're on Spring Street in front of my studio, and right there is where we shot the Fashion Week show. It's only a 2-minute walk.
The crew as well, in the same light, really reflected on everywhere I've been in the past year. I met Vikram, who shot and edited the video in New York, and Jackie, the stylist, in the Bay Area. And then we're all kind of converging here to create this presentation in Runway. So the whole cast and crew and location was this one big capsule of what the Lost and Found collection represents.
I done flown from York, San Fran, and LA, just to find myself in New York, San Fran, and LA, just to find myself in New York, San Fran, LA, just to find myself in New York, San Fran, LA, just to find myself like.
Making the soundtrack was the easiest part of the process. It was kind of my relief from coordinating all the logistics and my way to let off steam. And believe it or not, the song was made in probably like 1 to 2 hours.
It takes some time, but you'll realize. It takes some time, but you'll realize.
The collection was able to inform the music and what I wanted to say in the song. And on the flip side, the music was providing this emotion to the show.
It takes some time, but you'll realize. It takes some time, but you'll realize. It takes some time, but you'll realize.
So all these components coming together from, you know, the designs of the collection to the visuals of the presentation to the emotion of the music really created this sentimental reception that just like gave me the most gratitude. It was the first time that people were coming up to me saying, I damn near cried watching the show. To me, that was so crazy because I've also never had such a response to something I've created. That was probably the most powerful piece of reception that I got from creating this piece of work.
Watching your runway, what you did is the coolest shit I ever seen in a long time.
I guess what I appreciated the most about what you made was that it was a fully formed story. You're speaking about bi-coastal life when people couldn't travel, but you somehow managed to sort of capture that sense of like both wanderlust and frustration and like angst that, you know, I can feel in the clothes.
Since Bogo started in the Bay and you was putting on all those events and shit, that opened my eyes, like how much work you really be putting in. And I was just like, damn, this fool deserves all the success he can get.
You don't go 1 extra mile, you go 10 extra miles. You care about every little detail, and everything is like made, you know, for a reason. There's a story behind everything you do. Believe me, you're gonna be the new Virgil, you know what I'm saying? Like this new creative guys, they paved the way for a lot of people like you. It's your time, you know, it's definitely your time.